Hello. Make sure I didn't mess up my camera there. Hello and welcome everyone. Happy solstice to you. It's good to be here and appreciate you taking a little time this morning to focus on wellness. So our theme today is the core of balance. So there are a lot of misconceptions about yoga that, I can't do yoga because I'm not flexible, or I can't do yoga because my balance is really bad. And so I just want to share with you that that's kind of the point. That's why we do a yoga practice. You can see people on TV and you can see people in classes who are just like gloriously flexible, and they look like, this is like totally easy, and, okay, they may be just naturally flexible, but also they may have built a practice over years that is allowing them to create these, beautiful poses. But even so, it's not the point. So our approach here at Tucson Yoga Life is more about creating a lifestyle around using the basics of yoga and mindfulness and breath work to help you develop an at-home practice where you can build incrementally and safely over time to enhance your balance, your strength, your flexibility, and your wellness. So this is a wellness practice. It's not about being able to do something perfectly. There's no such thing as perfection. It is about taking a little time on a regular basis to care for yourself deeply and to nurture yourself through a gentle yoga practice. All right? So today's focus is going to be on the core and how building the core, building awareness of the core, helps us to deepen our ability to balance. Let's see who's here today. Hey, Kitty. Good morning. Joining us from Tucson. So good to have you on this cloudy day in Tucson. Cool and cloudy day. All right. So we're going to start. Those of you who are joining us today from work or maybe from your desk, I encourage you to tune into the breath work and the breath cues today. Even if you can't get up or lay down on the floor or do the physical asana practice with us today, listen for the breath cues and try to bring those into your work at your desk or your painting, Danielle, or whatever you're doing. Okay? So we're going to start by tuning into the breath here in our seated position. Close your eyes. Tune into the feeling of the breath moving in through the nostrils. Feel the belly and the back and the heart space expand with that breath. As you exhale, soften and release your shoulders and neck. Taking a little moment to turn the focus inward toward the breath. Feel into the experience of the breath moving in, moving out. The breath is the foundation of our practice. Now we'll bring in a balanced breathing pattern. Pulling the breath slowly, deeply into the count of 4, And exhaling to the count of 4 as well. If you have asthma or any breathing conditions, or maybe you're getting over a respiratory illness, maybe think about just slowing the breath and counting to 3. Slowing the breath rather than deepening the breath. So we're balancing the inhale equal to the length of the exhale. And this helps to balance the energy in the mind and body. One more round of breath here. And then gently allow your eyes to open. Okay. All right, now that we're a little bit more grounded in a little bit softer space, I'd like to share a quote with you today. Balance is not something you find, it's something you create. So I encourage you to look at our practice today as we work on balance as an opportunity to grow and to create a new relationship with balance. So if you feel like you've struggled with balance in the past, we're just going to leave that behind. No longer relevant. We're starting new today. And we're going to consciously, mindfully work on the core of our balance. I'm going to move back to the floor and stretch out. If you're not able to get to the floor and you would like to take your practice to the bed, go ahead and move in that direction now. Well, we've got some people in class today. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your presence. I'm going to come back here and lay down. I want to grab my class notes though. Taking your time as you transition to the bed or the floor. Rolling down one vertebra by one vertebra. Okay, once you have reached the floor or the bed, take a moment to soften and release. And then once again, turn your focus back to your breath. Place one hand on the top of the belly and one hand on the lower belly. Close your eyes and we'll feel the rise and fall of the belly as we breathe into the count of 3 or 4, whichever works best for you. And exhale the same. As you inhale, feel the expansion in the torso. And as you exhale, soften and release into the floor. Now here with your hands on your belly, we're going to do just a little bit of vocal toning. We create sound and it vibrates the vagus nerve, which moves from the base of the skull down through the throat into the belly. It branches out into the belly. It moves by the heart. So that vagus nerve, when we vibrate it with sound, it helps to balance energy in our body, and it helps us to release and relax. So we're going to create the Om sound, Ah, O, and see if you can feel those vibrations all the way down into your belly. Here we go. Pull the breath in. Om. Soften and release your shoulders. Let's do it again. Allow the breath to flow in. Om. Release the shoulders. One last time. Om. Allow your hands to come to your sides. Flex your feet. Bring your arches of your feet together. Flexing the feet so strongly that you can feel the muscle energy building in the thighs and the leg, the whole leg. Hold on to this. And then big breath into the belly. Exhale, draw your belly in, bring the right knee in towards your chest. If you need to use a strap, go ahead and put the strap on the front of the knee if you're unable to reach the knee. And then pull the knee towards you. Now don't let your left leg go to sleep. We've got muscle energy working there in that left leg. Also, draw the belly in. Soften and release your shoulders even as your arms are doing this work of drawing the thigh toward you. Let's roll that right ankle and release some creaking and cracking we might have on a chilly winter solstice morning. Switch the directions when you're ready. Roll the other way. And then come back to that foot flexed. One more round of breath here. And now keep the core engaged as you slowly release that foot to the floor. Soften, let all of the muscle energy you created in that pose just drain away. Release the shoulders and neck. Release the legs. Balanced breath. Slowly, deeply into the count of 4. And out to the count of 4 as well. Notice the difference in the way your right leg feels compared to your left. And then let's go to the other side. We'll start with the arches together. Flex the feet. Muscle energy working in the lower body. So big breath in now. Exhale, pull the belly in as you lift the left knee into the chest. Gently squeeze that knee toward you. Remember, if it's difficult for you to reach your knee, you can use a strap at the knee. Gently squeeze that left knee in towards the chest. Soften the shoulders, release the neck. Right leg is not asleep. Let that muscle energy continue to hum in the right leg with the foot flexed. Then let's roll that left ankle. Slow, big circles, rolling the ankle and changing the direction when you are ready. One more round of breath here. Squeeze that leg in a little bit more and then engage your core as you release your foot to the floor. Soften, let go of the pose, let all that muscle energy release. Return to your balanced breath into the count of 4. Exhale to the count of 4. Soften, release your neck and shoulders. Now place one hand on the upper belly and one hand on the lower belly. Again, flexing the feet, arches together. And we're going to work on feeling the upper abdomen and the lower abdomen working separately. So we're going to start with the upper abdomen. All right, so you've got one hand up here at the top of your belly, and we're going to work on contracting, pulling in that upper belly. So you can feel the muscles between your ribs engaging. You should be able to push in and feel that, that strength, that little bit of tightness, that muscle tension as you draw the upper belly in. All right? Try to keep the lower belly soft as you do that. That's the tricky part. It comes with practice. All right, so we're pulling that upper belly in now. Let's go ahead and draw the lower belly in. So we're going to very slightly tuck the tailbone. So we're going to flatten the lower back into the floor as we draw the lower belly in. And you can use your fingers here to say, okay, tick, tick. Is this thing on? Are these muscles working? Are you there? Okay. So it does not need to be a lot of tension, just a little bit of tension there as we are very gently tucking the tailbone and pulling that lower abdomen in. Feel this work. You can physically feel that tension with your hands. So this is our core engaging. We're going to take this with us through our practice today. Okay, go ahead and release your legs, release your arms to your side. Maybe gently turn your neck side to side. Return to the balanced breath and think of that inhale as an expanding. Exhale, soften, release, relax, let go. One more round of breath here. And then inhale, big breath into the belly. Exhale, pull the belly in, bend the legs at the knees, and slide the soles of the feet to the floor. So knees are bent, knees point upward, soles of the feet flat on the floor. Bring your arms out to cactus arms, out to your sides, and the arms are bent. Now, inhale, big breath in. Exhale, draw your belly in. Let your tailbone pull away from the floor, just like we did before. Upper and lower abdomen draws in and gently press the feet into the floor. From here, allow the knees to travel so slowly, ever so slowly, over to the right. Keep the belly working, drawing the belly in as you release the legs over towards the right. And allow the legs to travel as far as you can over to the right, and then soften and release here. Inhale, expand. Exhale, soften and release the hips, the glutes, and the low back. So this may be phase one for you. Soften the hips, release the low back, excuse me, and deepen the breath. Okay? Phase two, we're going to once again pull the lower abdomen in, and we're going to squeeze the left glutes and gently push that left hip forward. So we're feeling some engagement in the front of the left hip. All right, so let me step this back for you. Lower belly pulls in. Engage the left glutes. So a little bit of squeeze there. And then push gently that hip forward so you feel the muscle energy working in the front of the hip. Okay, this is phase two. One more round of breath here. And then big breath into the belly. Exhale, draw the belly in and come on back to the knees facing the sky. Draw the belly in, squeeze the belly in, and let the knees travel over to the other side, to the left. Keep the belly working. Engage the core as you release those knees over to the left side, and then go as far as you can. soften and release. Okay, take a moment to enjoy the breath. Allow the abdomen to be soft. One round of balanced breath here. Pull the breath into 4 and out to 4. Okay, this is phase 1, and this may be enough for you here. Just focus on softening and releasing the lower back and the right hip and the right glutes. Okay, if you want to build to phase 2, big breath in. Exhale, pull the lower belly in, engage the glutes on the right side. So a little bit of squeeze there, and gently push the front of that right hip forward just so you feel the muscles engaging at the front of the right hip. Okay, so let me review. Lower belly working, pulling in. Right glutes working, gentle squeeze. Right hip working, little bit of muscle energy there. Deepen the breath, balance the breath even as you hold the pose. One more round of breath in this position. And then to come out mindfully, big breath in. Exhale, draw the belly in, bring the knees up, release the legs, arms at your side. Okay, we're going to take that balanced breath a step further. Inhale to the count of 4 and then hold for 1 beat. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften and release. Allow your breath to be smooth and easy. Inhale, expand. And then as you exhale, think of your heart just melting into the floor or the bed. And now we're going to make our way to hands and knees, but we're going to do this very slowly, very mindfully. Roll to your right side. You can bring your right hand above you. Roll to your right side. Left hand comes to the floor or the bed. Now, big breath in. Lengthen the spine from the tailbone through the crown. And then keep that fullness in your ribs with that big breath in as you push yourself up and come to hands and knees. I'm going to grab my knee pad. So if you are on the bed, this is going to be an even more fun balance challenge. But hey, if you fall in your bed, no big deal. So we're going to come to the neutral tabletop position with the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. Nice long spine, lengthening from the tailbone out through the crown. Spread your fingers and push the floor away from you. Engage the core. Pull the belly up and in. Push the floor away. Pull the belly up and in. Okay, from here we're going to straighten our right leg and then check in with your hips. One of the ways that you'll know that you're engaging your core is you're going to keep your hips equal. If you stretch that leg back and your hip drops, then you've got to pull that lower belly in. Pull the lower belly in. Keep the upper belly working too. Okay, push back through that. So toes are rooting into the floor with the back foot. And then ever so gently push back through the heel. Give yourself a little stretch in that leg. Keep the core working and deepen the breath. One more round of breath here. And then switch sides. So right knee under you, left leg back. Lower belly pulling in. Keep those hips level. Don't let that left hip drop down or wing up. Lower belly working. Spread your fingers wide. Push down through the hands and then send your weight back to that heel, back into that heel. Root the toes into the floor. Enjoy that stretch and deepen your breath. One more round of breath here. And then come to both knees on the floor. If you've got a block handy, or even better, 2 blocks, we're going to use our blocks to help us push up to standing on our knees. So we're going to bring the spine to vertical. Bring your hands to your lower belly. Engage the core. Pull that lower belly in, and as you do that, feel the tailbone rooting down into the floor. You've got your blocks. If you're starting to lose your balance, you can always come back down, take a breath, and then work to come back to the vertical again. Pull that lower belly in. Feel that band of engagement around your hips as the tailbone ever so slightly tucks with that lower belly engagement. We're rooting, this is called rooting down through the tailbone. We're also rooting down through the thighs. Okay, so balancing here. Bring your hands to prayer position. Inhale, outer edges of the collarbones lift, lift the chin. And as you exhale, bring the head back over the body, heads of the arm bones back, shoulder blades down the back. Now push your palms into one another, pull the upper belly in. Strength, core working. Feel the stability that you are creating here with your core working. One more round of breath in this position. And then keep the belly pulling in. You've got your blocks here to help you come down. We're going to come back to the neutral tabletop position and release the back with cat and cow. All right, so wrists are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, and I keep my back toes turned so the toe pads root into the floor, but if you want to release your toenails to the floor, you can do that too. Inhale, release the belly, sway back, cow, soften the belly. Big breath in, expand the ribs. Now exhale, gently, gently tuck that tailbone down, push the floor away from you and pull the belly up and in. Push the breath out. Inhale, release to cow. Exhale, pull your belly up and in to cat. One more time, inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. And then nice long spine, tabletop position. Take the right leg back. We're going to test your balance here. Belly pulls up and in. Now we've got the lower belly working, upper belly working. Lift that left arm straight forward. Keep the belly pulling up and in. This is phase 1 of Firebird. Try to get that left arm parallel to the floor if you can. This is phase 1. Phase 2, big breath in. Exhale, really engage the core and lift that back foot off the floor. You don't need to go here today if that's too much. You can just stay right here in phase 1. Wherever you are with the leg up or with the leg down, keep the core working. One more round of breath here. And then slowly release the foot, release the hand, and then we'll take a moment to shake out the hips, and we'll go to the other side. Left leg back, straight and strong, lower belly working. Remember, if your left hip drops or wings up, more lower belly. Lower belly working. Okay, now big breath in. Exhale, upper belly working. Lift that right arm straight forward. Phase 1 of Sunbird. Balancing here. Keep that core working, pulling up and in. And if you want to go for the gusto, go ahead and big breath in. Exhale, draw the belly in. Lift that left leg straight back. So the toes point down to the floor. Keep the core working to help you not weeble and wobble. But this is phase 2, not necessary. If you just want to stay here and engage the core, that's what we're looking for. Good. Deepen the breath. One more round of breath here. And then slowly release the foot to the floor if you haven't already. Release the hand. Excellent. And we're going to make our way to standing now. So take your time as you transition. You can use your chair to help you come up. Or if you have a stronger yoga practice and you want to come to forward fold at the top of your mat, bring your hands to your hips, draw your shoulders back, lengthen your spine from the sits bones through the crown of the head as you slowly make your way on up to standing. Okay. Standing, well, I'm going to go ahead and grab a chair just so I can demo some of these balancing poses we're going to be doing with the stability of a chair. It's a really nice accommodation if you're a little bit unsteady. All right, so let's take a moment here at the top of our mats. Feet are hip-width apart. Nice long spine, shoulders back and down. Release the shoulders. Root down through the four corners of the feet. Soften the shoulder blades down the back. Hands in prayer position. Return to the balanced breath with the pause. Inhale to the count of 4, expand. Pause. Exhale to the count of 4 and pause. Inhale to 4 and pause. Exhale to 4 and pause. If you need to hold on to the chair for stability, it's there for you at the top of the mat. Taking a moment to soften and release. Catch your breath. Allow all the muscle energy that you fired up in that firebird pose to just soften and drain into the floor. One more round of breath here. And then allow the eyes to open. Okay, so I'm going to take my socks off. When we go into standing poses, it's always a really good idea because our sticky mats are made for flesh, for skin, for the skin on our feet. So we're much more likely to slip and have an accident if we have socks on our sticky mat when we're doing standing poses. Okay. So taking a moment here, socks off, we're on our sticky mat. As we go through these standing poses, if you are on carpet and you feel really unsteady, sometimes that extra pad underneath can make it harder for our feet to really root down into the solid floor. So you can give it a try on carpet today, but if you feel particularly wobbly, you may want to go ahead and move your mat to a hard floor while we do standing balance poses. Here we are at the back of the chair or at the top of the mat. You don't have to have a chair, but those of us who are a little balance challenged, we probably want a chair today. All right, taking a moment here, soften and release, and we're going to step back, coming into chair pose. So we did chair pose in last week's class, and we used a block to protect our knees so that our knees are moving straight forward rather than in towards one another. So this is just a trick to help you stabilize your knees and protect them. So I'm going to use a block at the knees, and then my ankles are directly under my knees, hugging into that block. And if you want to have your hands on the chair in front of you to help you balance, that's what it's there for. It's just another prop. All right, coming into chair pose. So either hands on the chair in front of you, or you can bring your hands to prayer position. Inhale, outer edges of the collarbones lift the chin. And as you exhale, bring the head back over the body, bring the heads of the arm bones back. Now pull the belly in. So we're going to engage the core, feel that back flattening, tailbone slightly tucking under. So we're just zipping up. We're bringing the top of the pelvis and the bottom of the ribs closer together as we pull the upper and lower belly in. Coming into your squat until you feel the work in your glutes, in your thighs, and your hips. If you begin to tremble, go ahead and come back out to standing. Take a few breaths and then try to come back into the pose. All right, so belly working, core engaged. Gently press the hands into the chair or into prayer position. Root down through the four corners of the feet. Feel the strength and stability coming from your core. That upper belly and lower belly pulling inward. One more round of breath here. And then to come out, big breath in. Push down through the feet. You can set your block off to the side if you used one. And then come back to Tadasana, standing at the top of the mat. You can have your hands on your chair if you need to balance, or your hands in prayer position. Root down through the four corners of the feet, shoulders back and down, head over the body. Return to the balanced breath. Inhale to the count of 4. Pause. Exhale, soften and release to the count of 4. Pause. Inhale to 4. Pause. Exhale to 4. Pause. Now allow the breath to be soft and easy as you continue to balance the length of the inhale equal to the exhale. Think of the inhale as expanding the heart. As you exhale, soften, melt the heart. One more round of breath here. And then release the pose. Okay, we're going to come into tree pose now. So I would recommend, if you are relatively new to yoga, or if you do have some balance issues, that you have your chair here at the top of your mat. And we're going to turn so that our left hand is resting on that chair. All right, so we're going to come to standing nice and tall. You got your left hand on the chair and the right hand is going to come to the hip. Shift your weight to the left leg. Pull the belly in and feel the tailbone slightly tuck, just like we've been doing. We did it on the floor. We did it in chair pose. We're going to do the same thing now. Lower belly pulls in, upper belly pulls in. Feel that tailbone slightly tucking as you lift the right heel. We're going to bring that right arch to the left ankle. Root down through the left leg strongly. Pull the belly in. Square your shoulders to the front. Right hand is on the hip. This is phase 1. Now be sure that you're engaging the core so that you're not sending that left hip out towards the chair. We don't want to do that. Too much pressure on that hip. So keep your hips equal, facing forward. Lower belly working, upper belly working. This is phase 1 of tree pose. Send the roots of your tree down through that left foot. Squeeze the right foot into the left leg. Feel that muscle energy building in the right thigh. One more round of breath here. And then if you begin to tremble, if it's too much, come out of the pose. Come back to just standing in Tadasana, Close your eyes, focus the breath, take a break, then try to join back in later. Okay, phase 2. We're going to slide that foot up to the inside of the shin. Keep the belly working. Don't let the tailbone rock back. Keep the tailbone gently rooting down into the floor. Right hand is on the hip. One more round of breath here. And then keep the core working as you lower the foot to the floor. And we'll go ahead and shake out your hips. Woo, good. Did you feel that work in your left hip and glutes? Good. I sure did. Yes, you got a witness in the congregation here. All right, so we're going to go to the other side. I want to stay facing forward towards you guys, so I'm just going to move my chair. Otherwise, you guys can just turn and bring the right hand to resting on the chair. All right, so here we are, and we can rest that right hand and maybe the wrist on the chair, but our spine is nice and long. We're going to root down through the feet. Left hand comes to the hip. Engage the core, lower belly in, upper belly in, shift the weight to the right leg. Lift the left heel and bring that left arch to the right ankle. Pull the belly in, root the tailbone down, shoulders back and down. So we're shifting the weight into that right leg, and imagine you've got roots from the four corners of that foot rooting down into the earth. Feel this stability here. Continue to balance your breath. This is phase 1. Check those hips. Don't push out through that right hip. Keep that right hip hugging in, lower belly drawing in. If you want to go to phase 2, push. So everybody push that left foot into the right. And then to come to phase 2, slide that foot up to the inner shin while you continue to press the left foot into the shin. Don't let that right hip push it out on you. Engage the core, deepen the breath. Lengthen up through the crown. This is phase 2 of tree pose. If you want to test your balance, try to bring your hand away from the chair and bring it to your hip. If you're a pro, if you've been doing this for a long time, you can go ahead and extend your branches upwards to the sky. Spread your fingers wide. Rooting down through the right leg, core pulling in is everything. Root down through that tailbone. Soften the shoulders if you're lifting the arms. One more round of breath here. And then if you did bring your branches up, slowly lower them to the hips. Maybe take hold of the chair. Release the left foot. Shake out the hips. Woo! Oh yeah. Okay, good. All right, so do you feel it? Do you feel how engaging that lower belly and that right belly, pulling that in and gently tucking the tailbone is creating so much strength and stability for you to be able to safely explore deepening your balance? Really good. Really, really good. So it is the solstice. I want to take a moment here at the end of class to do a special meditation. But before we do that, come to a comfortable seated position, whether you want to sit on the floor or whether you would like to sit in a chair. I'm going to grab a sip of water while you guys move. We're going to release the neck and shoulders a bit before we do this meditation. Palms facing the sky. And if you're sitting at a desk, you can do this one. Inhale, bring the front of your shoulders forward, then up, exhale, back and down. Keep your chin lifted slightly and keep your head over your body. Don't let your neck jut forward. Inhale, forward, up. Exhale, back and down, and reverse the direction. Inhale, back, up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back, up. Exhale, forward and down. Release your arms at your sides. Bring the right hand behind your head. Okay, so this is the palm, right palm at the back of your head. Now we're going to bring the back of the left hand behind you. So the back of the left hand comes to the lower back. Right shoulder back. Gently press your head back into that right hand. Left shoulder back. Pull the shoulder blades down the back. A little bit of muscle energy working in the neck as you gently push the head back into the right hand. And draw the shoulder blades into the spine and down the back. Open the heart center. Deepen the breath. One more round of breath here. And then inhale, release the hands, and we'll switch sides. But let's take a moment and release the shoulders with some rolling the shoulders with the breath. Roll, roll, roll the shoulders. Forward, back, and reverse the direction when you're ready. Really go slowly though, and tune into all of the muscles, bones, sinew, moving, shifting with that work. Okay, now we'll go to the other side. Left palm behind the head. Left palm behind the head. Back of the right hand comes to your low back. Right shoulder back, left shoulder back. Draw the head back and gently press the head into your left hand. Shoulder blades are moving into the spine and down the back. Soften and release the tops of your shoulders. Enjoy the breath. Gently press the head back into the hand. One more round of breath here. And then inhale, release. Take a moment to close your eyes and balance the breath. Easy breath. Moving into the count of 4 and out to the count of 4. Balancing the breath and balancing the energy in the mind and the body. Inhale to 4. Exhale to 4. Inhale to 4. Exhale, soften and release to the count of 4. And then gently allow your eyes to open. So in celebration of the solstice and the returning of the light, this is our darkest night of the year, and then there's nowhere to go but brighter from here. So in celebration of the solstice, we're going to do a little candle gazing meditation. So I'm going to have to move the camera. Bear with me just one moment to get this set up. Allow your gaze to be soft. Notice any movement of the flame. Softening your gaze, playing with allowing your eyes to go slowly in and out of focus. With every exhale, allow your shoulders to soften and release a little bit more. Maybe allow your gaze to move to the colors, the shapes, and the textures that you're seeing in the candle and the greenery surrounding it. Inhaling to 3, exhaling to 5. Focusing on the light radiating from the candle. And now allow your eyes to close. See if you can still see the light with your eyes closed. Imagine moving the light from this candle into your heart space. With every inhale and exhale, as you soften and release your heart, see the light from that candle in your heart growing brighter and brighter, stronger. Take a moment to consider, as we go through this holiday season, where would you like to shine the light of your heart more brightly? Who would you love to share this light radiating from your heart with? You may see a face, you may see a place, you may see a critter. But imagine sending this light from your heart out to that person, that animal, that place. With every inhale and every exhale, as you soften and release, the light grows brighter. With every inhale and every exhale, it is easier to shine your bright light. One more round of breath here. And then allow your eyes to open. Return your gaze to the candle. Continuing to allow your breath to be easy. I'm going to share a Sanskrit mantra with you. So I'm going to read it in English first. And then I'll share the Sanskrit Mantra. I offer myself to the light, the auspicious one, who is the true teacher within and without, who assumes the forms of reality, consciousness, and bliss, who is never absent and is full of peace, independent in existence, the vital essence of illumination. Now in Sanskrit. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Mortaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Niralambaya Tejase. Thank you so much for joining in this practice today. We're going to close bringing our hands to prayer position. And we'll chant Om, Ah, O, and we'll do that 3 times. Let's see if I can just get down here. Okay, allow the breath to flow in. Om. 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 And allow your eyes to open. All right. Thank you. I'm going to change the camera now so I don't have to be down here on the floor. Okay, hold on one second. I hope that was a good practice for you. Thank you so much for taking some time to be with us here today and to share a moment in real time. If you have any questions about today's practice, I'd love to hear from you in the chat. Otherwise, if you feel good and released and relaxed and you're ready just to stay in a quiet space, bye-bye. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you in January. Our next live stream will be January the 11th at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So that's 9 a.m. Pacific.